Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last day of Harlem Holistic Wellness Week. I'm your host for this segment, Bailey Jeremy. I'm a licensed marriage, family, and licensed marriage and family therapist. And I am just so excited that we're towards the last day. It's been a very fulfilling week. And yeah, it's a lot of work, but we're here. And I can't be more happy for the panel that I'm actually going to be sitting down and chatting with today. This segment is called Natural Healing Amid a Pandemic. And so, this is perfect, especially for all the people out there that are working hard despite these times. And the people that are struggling with just overall management of these times, whether it's social isolation or anxiety, and maybe, you really want to embrace some alternative methods outside of, your typical Western options due to not being able to see your doctor. So without further ado, I want to bring the panelists, so that we can get to the nitty gritty and start asking some powerful questions to some powerful and phenomenal women. Hello. Hi, everyone. So we're going to thank you for coming. So we are going to start with introductions from the top and then go to the lower half of the panel. So let's start with Miss Laura Absantos Rogers. How are you?
Good. How are you, Bailey?
Good. Ecstatic.
It's a beautiful day.
It is. So can you please introduce yourself and tell everyone what your position is as far as, with the Key Energy Wellness Center?
Sure. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our last day of our show. I am the director of the Key Energy Wellness Center. We are in Harlem, in the community of Harlem, serving our community. We offer key energy treatment and analysis, which means that it is a acupuncture without needles. It's an ancient form of acupuncture, actually the mother of acupuncture without needles. And some scientific results of that treatment is increased alpha waves to stabilize brain, increased function of cancer healing immune cells, and etc. We also offer meditation classes, the power of meditation as an alternative to medication. Family ancestor healing, which is understanding negative inherited energy patterns, the missing link that leads to genetic disease. Also, nutritional program, an alkaline diet based on your blood type that is highly beneficial to the immune system, that metabolizes food, burns fat and carbs, that boosts energy, ideal for weight loss or weight gain program. Homeopathic remedies to prevent side effects from drugs and medication, natural treatment for all kinds of illness or symptoms, as well as regression therapy to understand your past and how to find your purpose and to manifest your future, among other things. But those are the services that we provide.
Awesome. That is a plethora of different services. So we later on, I have tons of questions for you so that we can dive deep into that. So I want to go to our next panelist, Zakia Madin, the herbalist. How are you?
I'm fine. Greetings to everyone. I'm so excited to be here and be a part of this platform.
Yes, and you are an author, right? You have books out.
I'm becoming an author. I've been completing the book I'm writing now. You see the poster behind me
Okay.
for my first book on the energetics of how herbs heal. So it's will be finished any day now within the next couple of months. So I'm working on becoming an author, even though I've been a columnist and writing a column for many years.
Well, that's exciting. So we have to make sure we give all that information to everyone who's following the Harlem Holistic Wellness Week
Absolutely.
as soon as it's published.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure you have tons of information to give people around like how to use herbs, especially in this time.
Absolutely. Well, my background actually started as a martial artist. I studied and taught martial arts for over 20 years. And when I achieved my second degree black belt, my grandmaster instructed me to learn a healing art. So I actually started with reflexology. And from there, the school I was attending had a brochure on herbology, in which I had no idea what it was. This was like 30 something years ago. And I picked up that brochure on herbs, and the rest is history. I've been traveling the country, studying at different under different herbal masters. I actually was inspired to create my own herb course, and I opened my own herb center back in 1983, 86. So I've spent my more than half my life actually serving the world community with herbs and seminars and workshops and symposiums. And I have my own line of herbal products, and I've also extended in the last 5 years to include essential oils, aromatherapy, and energy healing. So not only do I do martial arts and herbology, I now do energy healing as well as aromatherapy and essential oils.
So yeah, you practice Reiki, correct?
I practice Reiki, but I practice another form of energy healing called Pranic Healing. Prana meaning prana, the breath. So the system is called Pranic Healing, which is another type of energy work. So I do that as well.
Wow, that's amazing. So I think that we can also dig a little bit deeper in that later.
Absolutely.
For people that may not be familiar with Reiki or pranic healing. So.
Absolutely.
And Sister Shai, hi! Oh, is she frozen? No, you're not frozen. How are you?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetness. I thought you were still talking to Zakia.
Was the introduction too enthusiastic? Was that what
I didn't even hear. I'm sorry.
So how are you?
Me, I'm doing fine. I'm glad to be a part of this. The most beautiful day of the whole year so far.
It is.
And we need it right about now.
Absolutely.
Really beautiful out right now. But anyway, I'm Shai.
Yes.
I think you already did my bio and all that. But basically, African Holistic Health Chapter of New York, I'm the founder. Got the charge from Dr. Africa to create it as a space to support all the students that he taught, to not just be students, but take it and use it. Because a lot of us took his training and we didn't know what to do next. So that's where the chapter comes in. We get you off the bench and we get you into the field, help you start your business, send you referrals. We're part of your continuing education. So it's really like a nest for not just Dr. Africa students, but anyone who's gone through any kind of holistic training and they get intimidated and they don't know how to get clients. They don't know what to do next. So that's where we come in.
And you have a strong background around kinetic healing, correct? Like Kemet?
Yes. My first wellness teacher was Baba Haru and Queen of Four.
Nice.
My Tawi in the early 90s. I was on my quest to lose weight and get healthier. and I went to take the committed class with them. And I thought I was just going to learn some, ancient African history. And it turned out they had a fast built into the class. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to live a whole week without cooked food and just on juicing. I'm going to die. I don't know I'm going to get through it. But I got through it. And I'm like, and I looked better. I felt better. I ate less, but I felt healthy and lighter. And I said, I need to learn a little bit more about this stuff this Queen of Food is doing. So she pretty much nurtured me. We teach you a modality in 5 seconds and then tell you go out there and do it. Like, I'm hosting this huge thing at the hotel. I just taught you how to do pendulum readings. Now go out there and service all the people. I'm like, what? So that's the kind of that teacher she was. She would just train you and throw you out to the wolves. And because she knew we could do it. So she was an amazing, amazing teacher. And I'm just glad that I was able to get to the point where there are people who are learning modalities who don't have the confidence. And that's what the chapter is there to give the practitioners confidence. We got your back. If you have questions, we're here. And then eventually I formulated my own wellness center in Queens. We're under telemedicine or telehealth consultation right now due to social distancing, but I do reflexology, full body massage. We do yoni steam for women who have fibroids or any issues with the womb area. What else do we do here? We do the ear candlings. We do holistic health consultations. And we also do house calls. When the time is right, we'll be able to do the house calls again.
So I want to do something a little bit different to start off our conversation. I think that as healers, it's really important for people to know how we are living our day-to-day life, especially during a pandemic. And so I really want to hear from everyone how you are taking care of yourself. And if there are any practices that you are familiar with or that you use in your day-to-day life, and if you've beefed them up or amped anything up, I would love to hear that. And then we can and then we can also talk about what those services or what those practices are. So I'm going to start off as a therapist. It's funny. I feel like a lot of us have personal stories that have led us to become healers because we needed that healing ourselves. And so for me, I started off with struggling with some depression because of being bullied as a child. And it just weighed on me throughout the years. I was bullied for probably about 3 or 4 years straight as a child. And so it took a lot out of me, as it would any kid. And so I started to look into therapy. And one element that I thought was really important in therapy is the meditation. So I began to meditate and particularly embrace mindfulness. And so with mindfulness, it has a lot to do with the breathing and also just being aware of your surroundings and being aware of yourself. So even if you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, whatever it is, acknowledging where you are and engaging in very paced breathing to decrease feelings of depression or sadness and stress and anxiety. So that's one thing that I would say that I've amped up during this time, just creating a space for myself to be mindful and to practice meditation. So I would love to hear from Laura, what exactly have you done? Have you amped up any of your practices for yourself? I know just from reading some of your history, you said prior to, you were able to heal yourself from chronic fatigue, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so could you speak a little bit about like how you're managing during this time, and if there are any of your practices that you like personally use?
Absolutely. So in 1997, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, and as you know, Western medicine, they have all names for illnesses but have no cure or healing. I found my healing by meeting a key energy master here in New York. And that's how I learned about energy vibration. Um, what the masters was able to communicate with me is to help me understand my negative patterns, and that was what was affecting my immune system. And when I was able to reverse my symptoms, they invited me to go to Korea and do the master training there. So I did the master training in South Korea and learned how to commune with nature. And so that is what we offer at the Harlem Key Energy Wellness Center. You receive energy, and this energy is very high vibration based on our wisdom. Any pain, illness, or disease is an energy blockage. So when you receive the treatment, the vibration and the sound vibration and the pressure points on your meridians and your energy channels open up to release the negative energy. And from there, I also learned how to do the gratitude meditation. Most of what we practice here in the center is what I do every day, celebrating the power of living in gratitude and the universal laws of nature through key energy chanting and key meditation. And chanting is not words, they are sound, they are cosmic sound vibrations that connect with the higher vibrations of the cosmic energy. As you know, stress and anxiety is very low energy. So when you connect your emotions, your vibration, your frequency to a higher form of frequency, it heals instantaneously. It opens up your energy blockages of the mind, body, and spirit. And then since my husband and I, Tony, um, do key energy treatment, we exchange treatment with each other so we can release our own negative energy before we even heal others. Um, and the quantum healing hypnosis therapy is also what I practice, as well as the homeopathic remedies, which is also um, energy medicine. Uh, when you come here and have a consultation and you tell me what your symptoms are, if the symptoms actually match the remedy, it instantaneously moves the negative energy, and you will feel a shift in the pain. Sometimes the pain doesn't go away 100%, but the intensity is lowered. And when the intensity is lowered, it means your immune system is higher. And as your immune system goes above the pain, illness, or disease, that's the start of healing. And then you continue that with other modalities, or you can also combine it with complementary alternative medicine with your medication, which uh, which we also work with if the client would like to do that.
So Laura, before we move forward, you mentioned negative patterns. You said you were able to identify your negative patterns.
Yes. So, for example, we're we have a DNA nutritional program, and based on our DNA, which is our inherited energy from our ancestors, because we are the same copy of the DNA of our ancestors. Our negative emotions and our mental patterns are the same. And so without even awareness, we just go about reacting to situations the same as the energy patterns of our ancestors. But with awareness, we can reinvent that pattern. And so it's so beautiful that if I know that my dad died of a stroke and my mom had, and this is all true, my mom had stomach cancer. Now I'm aware, oh my God, I have the same DNA. So I have to be aware of their energy patterns. And I know their energy patterns because for a person who has a stroke, the energy pattern is more fiery, too much fire energy. So the reaction to negative energy is like anger. But the opposite may be for my mother who had um, actually she healed from cancer, from her stomach cancer, uh, but her energy was not to express her anger. She suppressed her anger, so there was some kind of imploding inside. They were opposites. Now I understand why they actually attract each other. But based on that energy, now I find that I have to release my anger. I have to release this sickness that I have inside of me. And once you know that, and you don't have to medicate, you can just do, um, healing approaches, natural healing approaches to this negative energy. It will move. The energy will move. It's no longer stagnant. And as the energy moves, there's healing that you will experience. Your pain is lifted, your spirits are happier, um, your your outlook is brighter. All of those will contribute to the healing, and you have more energy. Your physical energy moves so that you're flowing with this energy, and it's not heavy anymore.
Awesome. So that I have so many comments about that, but I'm gonna hold them off because I'm really curious about how Zykia is able to integrate her practices in her day-to-day life as well during this time. So can you share with us a little bit of what you do?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things we all know, if you make choices to become any level of professional, you have to incorporate certain things in your lifestyle. So I started this journey as a martial artist, and I married my grandmaster. So my whole life was about the martial arts, 7 days a week. And there are certain disciplines that comes with different modalities and different healing systems where you just have to do certain things every day. So part of the martial art background was physical fitness, it was running, it was tai chi, it was yoga, it was meditation. So my lifestyle had took a drastic turn once I became committed to the martial art as a student and as a teacher. Then, as I expanded that into herbology, there are certain things you learn about your body, you learn about your systems, you learn about your eating habits, etc., that you have to also now incorporate into your lifestyle. Then, as I learned Reiki and Pranic Healing, there are more things. You learn about the chakra system. There are more things you learn about what you can do to elevate the quality of your life, the quality of the food you eat, the quality of your personal everyday habits. So collectively, there are many, many things that I now practice that have become a part of my lifestyle. Um, Almost everything I practice starts with the breath, breathing. And as the people, human beings, the majority of us don't breathe correctly. So between pranic healing, tai chi, yoga, martial arts, any type of physical fitness, breathing is important. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we have all become aware of our breathing, our inability to breathe, and our need and urgency to breathe. Um, so that part of what I do now in this pandemic situation, first I want to say I'm going to make reference to certain things I take, herbs, other things, and I want to say, as a medical waiver, I am not suggesting that anyone do or take anything I'm speaking of without, communicating with your doctor, with your healthcare practitioner, without doing your own research and being conscious of your personal allergies, your personal health situation. So I'm going to speak freely, but I want it to be known and understood that I might also be comfortable saying for the rest of the panelists not to take anything we say as an encouragement to do it without doing your own research and getting confirmation from your practitioners. So
Thank you for your responsibility. That's awesome.
absolutely, we have to be. We have, because as we begin to talk, we're going to share some things, and people might feel inclined to then do that. But we don't want to take responsibility for telling you to do something without having done a personal profile, having had a consultation. At the same time, the purpose of this panel is to share information that you can use, but then you must use it responsibly. Because things I might do, or Shai might do, or Laura might do, or Bailey might do, may not be a good fit for you.
Yes.
So it's important for everyone to understand that. And I'm sure we are all welcome your emails and your phone calls for further confirmation of what we say. So part of what I do, part of the conflict of this pandemic physically is to have a strong immune system. So they're just basic herbs and teas. I mean, basic things like green tea every day, certain herbs you can take every day. But another thing too is breathing habits. So, there are certain things we do as martial artists and different practitioners. You have to strengthen your breathing. That's the first thing you should do when you wake up in the morning. The other really, really important thing is water, drinking water. It flushes your system. But even if you drink it first thing in the morning, it flushes out yesterday's attitudes, yesterday's emotions, yesterday's food, yesterday's habits, because it's the flush and it's the purification fluid. So that I personally drink 2 glasses of water first 2 hours when I wake up in the morning. Within the first 20 minutes of waking up, you should drink a full glass of water. And the second hour of waking up, you should drink a second glass of water. No lemon, no lime, nothing, just water. It will flush your system, it'll calm your nerves, it'll purify your body. So that's one of the habits I've had for many, many years. And that's something I try to tell everybody who I speak to. If you do that, you will not have a regularity problem. You will have less headaches. You will have better eye vision, et cetera, et cetera. So that's something I do. Also, physical movements. There are some basic movements you can do. 1 or 2 yoga movements. Having been a martial artist, as Laura, I'm sure there are certain things you can do in the morning and the afternoon just to raise your energy so that your body stays well. It strengthens your immune system. That, and then there's certain herbs you can drink as a habit in your lifestyle. You can drink lemon water to keep your system clean. Personally, since this pandemic has started, I have chosen to use colloidal silver because it kills viruses. And I know there's a lot of talk about it. Everyone should do their own research. But I did not take colloidal silver before this pandemic. I had heard about it. But what I do now, when I brush my teeth in the morning, I spray my mouth, my gums, and under my tongue and the back of my throat with colloidal silver. I spray in each nose.
What is the purpose of that? What's the purpose of that of colloidal silver? I've never heard of it.
Colloidal silver is the naturally occurring product in the universe. It occurs naturally. Even before man discovered quote unquote antibiotics, If you ever got sick and went to the emergency room 100 years ago, colloidal silver is what they would give you before they had discovered antibiotics per se. So it's a remedy that kills and prevents viruses in the body. Everyone, please do your own research. Be clear about your research. If you have any questions, you can email me, but you can just Google colloidal silver and you can get the information. So because it kills viruses, when me and my son go out to run essential errands, when we come back, I spray my both noses. I sprayed the colloidal silver in my nose. I sprayed in my throat, the back of my throat, because it kills viruses in your system. There are many, many other benefits, healing benefits, health benefits to taking colloidal silver daily. But again, you should do your own research. So that's another one of the things I do in this pandemic. I also included I suck a lemon now. You know, lemons were not my friend, but now if I suck a lemon wedge 2 or 3 times a day because the citrus acidicness kills viruses in your stomach, in your system. That's just one of the small things that helps keep your system healthy. Um, and that's about it in a nutshell. Those are some of the things because one of my principles in life is to live in rhythm with the universe. And I'll discuss that later, more as we go on and discuss different aspects of healing. But living in rhythm with the universe is very, very important. And we would have less illnesses as a whole if we learn to switch our lifestyle to live in rhythm with the universe. So those are a few of the things that I do on a daily basis to deal with this pandemic.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, Sister Shai, what about you? Have you made any adjustments during the pandemic to like integrate more of your practices?
Yes. In terms of what I do on a daily basis, just like Zakia said, you hit that water first thing in the morning. If you need to know how much water you should ingest, half your body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, at least 100 ounces of water every 24 hours, that, or do your best to get to that, whatever that number works out for you. Do your best to get to that number. I make sure I do my 5,000 vitamin C in the morning and 5,000 at night. And that's just because the whole pandemic thing is going on. When we know everything is clear, you can go down to your 3,000 or 1,000. But when your body needs more soldiers created to protect, vitamin C generates a lot of white blood cell activity. So I do my vitamin C, do my water, do vitamin D, but you got to do vitamin D because it's fat soluble. You have to eat a fat with it. You have to have a healthy fat with it, whether it's a nut, whether it's coconut oil, or
Avocado.
if you're still a fish eater or something, you have to eat because it needs to get absorbed with the fat in order to get into the cell. So we do that. I encourage people to do a multivitamin in addition because the multivitamins don't have enough C and D in it. Okay. We got the water. Oh, please do your juicing. Whatever juice you want to do. But if you diabetic, you got to be conscious of you do low glycemic stuff in your juices so you don't spike your blood sugar. So be conscious of that as well. If you could do some kind of detox, there's a probiotic that we use that is a probiotic and a cleanse together, and it's very gentle. But if you have your own detox you like to use, maybe woodroot tonic or black seed, maybe do that once a week or something. I'm just saying because of the pandemic, just to make sure your body is in the strongest state, that if someone possibly coughs on you, your body can able to push it off. So once this is down, then maybe you don't have to do this much, but at least do at least once a week. Me, I like to take a CKLS capsule at least once a day. I'm over protected, but I just really want to make sure that my immune system is strong and able to fight back. We had a personal experience with COVID. My mate contracted it. And then I got a touch of it as well. but because we were doing what we were doing, we thought it was just, oh, it's just a cold. I can't let go of, and we have this diarrhea we can't get rid of. Okay, it's probably just a CKLS working. But when it went on a little bit longer, and we saw all the news coming up about it, oh my God, maybe that's what it is. So we had to incorporate more essential oils into the mix. So we incorporated the peppermint oil, took the peppermint oil, take a drop of it, just one drop, because peppermint oil is really, really strong. I like the Now peppermint oil brand. And you take that, and it usually it's antibacterial. And then peppermint is a hot oil, and we know COVID-19 don't like hot. So that's one way that you can actually get it into your lungs and into your sinuses and stuff, and it will just start to stop it in its tracks. What else? Another thing you could do, if you're not strong enough to ingest it, some people are real sensitive to taste, you could just put a drop of peppermint oil in some hot tea, and you could just breathe it in. It is going to have the same effect. It's going to go inside. It's going to open you up. You're going to feel your lungs start to heal and everything like that. I wound up having to add one more thing to my mate, not for me, but he felt like he needed something stronger than peppermint, because he felt like it's not going yet. I need something more. So I said, you sure you want to do this? Because this might be too hot. So he says, I'll take it. I'll do anything. So he got a drop of oregano oil, put it in his mouth. He said, oh my God, it's burning. But I said, I told you. But that's what COVID doesn't like, hot. And it's going to go right to the source. When you swallow, it's going to burn. You're going to feel it burn going down and everywhere going down. And he said after that, he just felt different. He felt so much better. I don't encourage most people to jump right into oregano because it's super hot. It's like swallowing fire,
Mm-hmm.
So I usually let people start off with peppermint, and if that usually peppermint do the job. In his case, he needed something more. So that's something I encourage as well. I think that's a lot, of course, during COVID-19, we all getting rest.
Yeah. Oh, that's so important.
He spoke about meditation and stuff like that. So we definitely need other things to do. I'm not worried about the money.
Yeah, I think
So,
sleep
helps.
Sleep is really, really important. That's one part, and that can be very difficult in this time. I don't know if for any of you, did your sleep patterns change at all?
No, but I had more dreams.
Yes, my husband.
When you meditate and you're thankful before you sleep, and I do.
Yeah, definitely sleeping more, getting a lot more sleep.
And I found since I'm home and I'm not going out, I'm finding that my sleep pattern has totally changed, because I don't have to go to bed because I don't have to get up. I'm not going anywhere. And so, I've binge watched stuff on Netflix until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, because I don't have to get up till, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But I even when I try to be conscious, because I'm actually being connected now to start working from home next week, so I'm trying to get back to my pattern. But I found that I sleep in 4 or 5 hour stints, because I'll be in the middle of the day and it's like, well, there's nothing to do in the house, and well, I don't know, let's go lay down. So I find my habits of sleeping has changed, but I find it comforting. At first I thought it would be disruptive, but I found it actually comforting to have the freedom to lay down and get up, because you don't have to go anywhere. So you can actually do more things, study more, take more courses, and just go to sleep when you finish or not. Dreaming, yes, I've had a little more dreams than I'm accustomed to, but I'm actually liking it. It's sort of like I was a little hesitant about retiring, because I could have retired a few years ago, but it's like my fear was, if I retire, I'm going to sit around, I'm going to eat all day because I have nothing else to do. And, sometimes when we're idle, we eat just because we have nothing else to do. So that was one of my fears. But I now, in this lockdown, for me, it's a dry run for retirement. And I'm loving it. I am so loving it. I've lost 7 pounds in the first 2 months. And it's basically
Wow.
because I'm not in the street eating the stuff I normally would eat.
Wow.
I'm limited to eating whatever's in my house, and anything that I normally would buy as I walk by this restaurant, walk by this deli, walk by this store, I don't have access to. The only thing I can eat right now is what's in my house. So I was shocked because I couldn't eat the stuff that I was normally going on the way to work, on the lunch hour, on the way home. I'm nowhere. So if it ain't on my kitchen table, so which is a plus, because it showed me that some of the things that instigate health issues are in the foods we eat that we get outside our home.
Mm.
And even though you don't think you're eating certain things when you buy lunch at this restaurant or you go buy a sandwich at that deli, it was clear to me that I must have been eating God knows what, because it was like I was losing a pound a week. And it was like, well, heck, well, you're not eating all the stuff you ate in the and I'm not talking about ice cream and I'm just talking about general food.
Yeah.
But as they prepare things out in public, it's not the same things you would, there's preservatives, there's fattening things. So I was really amazed at how much weight I've lost because I'm limited to the salad and the crackers and whatever food I have in my house. But that's a plus. I think it's a plus.
I do think that it is, this pandemic is causing us to be more purist and
Absolutely
not rely on convenience, like you were saying, because if you're on the way somewhere and you see a convenience store or you see a pharmacy or a fast food place, even if you're not like a big meat eater, you may pick up the fries because that's the next thing on the way, and it's convenient. So I do think that it is making us purists. Now, I had a question for you, Zakia, about pranic healing. Can you explain that a little bit more? Like, what is pranic healing?
Pranic healing. Well, first of all, prana is a word that means breath. Prana. We are all pranic breathers because when you are born, they slap your butt to make you take your first breath, because that is the breath of life. It is energized breathing. It is the life force in the air that gives you life. So that's prana. Prana is based on the life energy that is in the universe. Pranic healing connects directly with the energy centers in the body called chakras. For those of you who may not know what chakras are 7 energy centers that lay along your spine and go from the top of your head to the base of your spine, your coccyx bone. So you've got the 7th chakra at the crown of the head. You've got a 6th chakra between your brow, which is called the third eye. You've got your 5th chakra at the throat. You've got your 4th chakra is your heart. You've got your 3rd chakra is your solar plexus. You've got your, what's that? 3, 2. Your 2nd chakra is your sacral or your sex area. And your 1st chakra is your root chakra, which is at the base of the spine at the coccyx bone. So the 7 chakras, even though as Americans, the system of healing, the chakra centers is not part of American education, it is a part of your being. It is a tool that the universe gave us to heal every single thing, life experience, emotion, joy, sadness, grief. We experience all of that through our chakras. Our chakras are our memory system, but they are also energy centers that tie into all of our organs, all of our personal experiences, all of our emotions. And the purpose of the chakras are to give us a tool with which we can control our lives and our emotions. Mm-hmm. To make it real quick, your bottom chakra, your first chakra, your root chakra really connects to your existence on the earth. Your ability to feel comfortable as a human being, your feeling of security, which ties into your skeletal systems in your bone. Your second chakra is your sacral chakra, or your sex chakra, and has to do with your sexuality, not whether you want to be male or female, but being comfortable in yourself as a male or as a female. Your sexuality, your comfort zone, being comfortable with yourself. Your third chakra is your solar plexus. Your third chakra is your chakra of personal determination, your personal power. I am who I am, and I know who I am. Some of us don't, and that might be the chakra that is out of balance. Your fourth chakra is your heart chakra. As chakras go, your heart chakra is the most important chakra because it represents love. Love is the energy of the universe that maintains and brings about balance or ma'at. Without love in all of your dealings, thoughts, actions, if there is no love, if there's not a balance of love, you will not be successful. You will not be balanced. Mm-hmm. So the fourth chakra actually separates the upper chakras, the upper three chakras, from the bottom three chakras. So love is important. Even in yoga, there's a posture called the camel. The camel pose in yoga forces you to lean all the way back and open your heart. Because if you don't open your heart as a human being, you will not be as successful as you could or should be. You will not be living your best life. So the fourth chakra is the most important one. The fifth chakra is your throat. The fifth chakra is your chakra of communication. That's also connected with our Native American human beings that really revere turquoise, because turquoise, blue is the color of the fifth chakra, and it's your chakra of communication, your ability to speak up for yourself, your ability to connect with the universe is the fifth chakra. The sixth chakra between your eyes is your ajna, or your spiritual chakra. It's your connection with the universe. Your intuitiveness is your sixth chakra. And your last chakra, or the top chakra, is your crown chakra. And we all are familiar with this chakra because at birth, the most important thing we have to protect on the newborn is their crown. Mm-hmm. And that's because the crown chakra is still open. The connection to the human being, to God, to the universe, to natural forces is through that seventh chakra, and it's still open. And that's why as babies, they are so pure, because they still have that connection to God in the universe. And I break it down like that because in Pranic Healing, we understand and we are taught how to clean, clear, stimulate, purify, and energize each chakra, because each chakra is directly connected to everything you do, everything you think, everything you say, how you walk, how you talk, what you eat. Every experience in your life, from the minute you wake up, even while you sleep, is experienced and recorded through your chakras. So you may have personal problems, or whatever personal problems you have, health problems, cancer, diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, fibroids, what do you call those, migraine headaches, lung infection, gout in your feet, diabetes, edema, whatever your issues are, we can tap into them by tapping into your chakras. Absolutely. As well as your reflexology points. But that's Shai's specialty, so we'll let her get into that. So with Pranic Healing, when you have, so everyone listening and everyone on the panel, whatever has happened to you from the time you woke up this morning to this minute right now, that has left an impression on your chakras. And the same way you get lint on your pants, lint on your sweater, and you have to brush the lint off. You have to get it off. That's how anger and emotions and fear and grief attach to your energy systems, your aura. They're like little pieces of lint here and there and everywhere. And what we do in pranic healing, if you get lint on your sweater, you do like this. You try to brush it off. You try to this. Even if you get something in your hair, you brush it off. So with pranic healing, we clean your aura, literally with our hands, with the energy, because some of us know that energy is in your hand. So in pranic healing, we clean it off and throw it away. We clean it off and throw it away. We clean it off and throw it away. The same way you clean off dust and lint, we clean off your chakras, your first chakra. We help you get rid of your insecurities and your fears. And we clean your second chakra, your sexual inhibitions, your insecurities, your low self-esteem. We clean it off, we get rid of it, and we throw it away. And then we clean our hands with alcohol and sage and palmarosa and sweetgrass, different things so we don't get what we're trying to clean off. So we clean that. We clean your solar plexus chakra, help you get some self-esteem and feel strong about yourself. We clean your heart, your grief, your disappointments. You lost a loved one. You didn't get the job. We clear things out of your heart, and so on and so forth. And we clean everything.
That's really
what we do. Go ahead.
I said that's really powerful.
It is very powerful.
I want to hear from Sister Shai around the reflexology, because you mentioned that, and then I'll give me just, and then we'll go to Laura about chanting, because you also that's connected to.
Yes, it's all connected. So after we clean and clean, we clean. It's like wanting a glass of tea, and you go in the kitchen and you grab the glass you had milk in. You cannot enjoy that tea. You cannot get that pure green tea if you use a glass that's already dirty. So in pranic healing, we have to first clean all of the bad energy that's stuck in all of your chakras and all of your interactions in life. We have to clean that. Even in terms of relationships, you and I, everybody on this panel right now, we have established a relationship because we are sharing this event in our day. And that creates a connection, good, bad, or indifferent. And so those are called cords. There are relationship cords that is in every single thing you do and think. Even your mother or cousin who may live in Atlanta, if they thought about you, there is now a connection. So good, bad, or indifferent. So we clean bad connections. We clean things, thoughts people have. Once we clean, now we can heal you. The problem with the difference with other modalities, they all don't have a way of cleaning first so that now I can heal you. So in pranic healing, we spend an hour cleaning the aura, cleaning all of the bodies, cleaning the layers, cleaning the organs. And then we energize. And again, the energy comes from the air, the universal life force. We use energy from the ground, universal life force, and then we just energize. So pranic healing, and we don't have to touch you. We don't have to be sitting in front of you. I have healed people in California, Africa. You can heal because energy is universal. It is everywhere. So we tap into the universal energy. We heal you. And I also do facelifts, energetic facelifts.
That's amazing.
It is so amazing. When I learned energy healing, don't tell anybody, but it almost made herbology obsolete. But don't tell nobody I said that. Because I do so much with pranic healing and essential oils that it's like, because we are just energy. We were taught that in science in high school. We were always taught energy never dies, it just changes forms. And I teach that. I've taught that as an herbalist. Water, ice, steam, mist, it's all the same energy. But with pranic healing, it is literally energy. And so we do healing of anything you can conceive, there is a protocol. And pranic healing is a science. There's a protocol. There's a protocol for how we do what we do, how many times, what colors we use, how long it lasts, whether we do it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week for 3 months or 4 months. There's a protocol for healing your cough, your bedwetting, your cancer, your gout. There's a protocol. There's a science to it. And again, the most amazing thing is I can do it and you can be in New Jersey or Maine or China, literally, and we can do healing. It's called distance or remote healing. And that's a big capsule, but in capsule, that's the basics of pranic healing.
Wow, that is so awesome. So I want to get to the other panelists because we're on the way to wrap it up. But Sister Shai, can you speak a little bit about the power of reflexology and what you like when you are practicing it? What is the process, or who are you working with?
Reflexology, basically, to keep it basic and simple, is a foot massage, but it's also a holistic health assessment. Because all of the organs are connected to different parts of the foot. So basically, wherever I see calluses or dry skin or discolorations, it'll tell me whatever organs are in those particular areas, there's a challenge in those areas. So I work on we can even tell if someone has fibroids.
What about
asthma?
What about asthma? Like, can you see asthma?
We can see if there's possibly a corn or discoloration on the ball of the foot. That's the lungs. This part of the foot, that's the lungs.
Wow.
So we see that it's hard or callousy or it's sensitive to touch. What's going on with your lungs? You got asthma, bronchitis, you got COVID, and usually the client will tell us, oh girl, let me tell you, when I was young, then they'll go into the story behind the ailment. They tell if they have issues with their liver, with their kidneys. Like I said, we could tell if they have issues with the circulation. We have to look at the leg itself. If the leg is really dry and dark and you press the skin and it don't come up, then we know, okay, you're dehydrated. There's some issue with circulation. Could be possibly diabetes, could be possibly dialysis. So that's the stuff that you can tell just by, you haven't even worked on them yet, but that's what you could tell just from looking at the feet and just touching the feet. You could tell that's what's going on with the person. And at that point, we know which oils to apply. That's going to help to get the healing process started.
Okay, so like the next process would be integrating different essential oils.
Right. If that's circulation, we use circulation oils like peppermint and eucalyptus and spearmint. Then it all depends. Some people may have issues with the lungs. We may have to use some lemongrass. So, like I said, it depends on what comes up in that particular assessment. Then we know which oils to use. And it's about, people can do it from half an hour to some people who've done it for 2 hours. So it depends on their budget and what they like to do.
Wow, that's amazing.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. And Laura, you briefly mentioned the use of the practice of chanting. And I saw some powerful insights from Deepak Chopra around the connection of chanting and like healing in the vagus nerve. So I was wondering if you could just give us a little bit of information around when would you practice chanting, or and what is it connected to?
Well, chanting is vibration, and as we've heard from Sister Shai and Zakia, we embrace all the modalities of reflexology and pranic healing because we have a lot of similarities and differences as well. So key energy chanting. Key energy means breath, like prana, vital energy, and that's what we try to incorporate, which is vital energy, the balance and healing of energy, and vibration. Vibration is the movement of that energy. So when you move energy that is blocked, it heals. And with when we do chanting or we do key energy treatments, which is acupuncture without needles, uh, there are scientific results to that, like with chanting, uh, results are calms the mind, less affected by harmful stimuli, increases beta endorphins, the feel good hormones, improves cardiovascular system, reduces wide range of psychological symptoms. So this is also key energy is also very scientific. Um, so with chanting, because there's a vibration of the cosmic energy and it has a lot of uh, sounds of vowels, the vowels a, e, I, o, u. So we incorporate that with two syllable words like hasad, haya, salami. Those are the sounds that we use. All those vowels, it opens up all the energy channels that our sister also explained in the seven energy channels, the seven chakras. So it opens up all those energy channels, addressing the mind, body, spirit, all the organs that are blocked, all the negative emotional energy, all the negative mental energy patterns. When you finish with the key energy treatment or the vibrational chanting, you're like a changed person because the blockages moved, they opened up. You were connected to higher energy, the source, the God source, the
Yes.
higher frequency. And so you receive an instantaneous uh, change, whether you do the key energy treatment, which is the acupuncture without needles, or the vibrational chanting. And included with the vibrational chanting, we also do healing energy movements. They're like Tai Chi movements, um, that are very slow moving, also purifying the energy channels from head to toe and from the floor to the heavens. So as you can see, it sort of embraces the modalities that we have talked about.
Yes.
It's just a matter of which one is more suitable. Which one do you feel that you think you would like to do? There's a compatibility of vibration, and when you're compatible with that vibration, that's where you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why kids, they partner with other kids because their vibration, they feel each other's vibration and they just play with that child, and there's no introduction, they just play.
Yeah.
So with adults, it's the same way. It's because there's that healing energy that you're moving towards because that's what you need. And without any words, just with watching and observance and with intuitive sense, you vibrate with that. That's chanting. That's vibration. That's
Yep.
pranic healing. That's
Mm-hmm.
reflexology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're wrapping it up really good, Laura. Because what I was gonna say
You sure
is,
did.
we are holistic beings, and oftentimes we separate mind, body, soul, but it's really all one. And I've had an experience with pretty much every recommendation and healing tool that you all contributed to on this panel, because there are intersections with like chakra and vibrations and chanting, and also assessment. Like, I have to find out what the problem is to even begin to start to heal. And, you know, it was funny because you all shared these different terminologies that really translate into the same thing, like the negative patterns. Or one thing, when you said negative patterns, I automatically thought of generational healing and like how that's connected. And also just assessment, because you have to actually identify what those patterns are or where the pain source is in order to, you know, effectively go into the healing process. And
That's the ancestor healing program that I also mentioned, which is generational healing.
yes,
And we heal up to 7 generations.
yeah, absolutely. 7. Wow.
Yeah.
We also do
connect
that in
to at
Pranic
least-
Healing. We do
But
that in
yeah.
Pranic Healing. We do
Yes, we can connect to at least 7 generations, and
Yes.
that's why I did say that we are copies of our ancestors' DNA, right? And so when you have the awareness of our connection, and as you're growing up, you recognize 3 generations, 4 generations. Oh, that's why she died that way, or that's why your cousin, died this way. It's all the connection of the energy. Once you have the awareness, you can reinvent your pattern, because you can recognize your pattern with your ancestors, with your sisters and brothers and your cousins, etc., your friends, your doctors, because you all have a connection, because we vibrate with the same energy. And once we know that that energy is negative, with awareness, we can reinvent that energy. And guess what? We change our choices. We don't go to that doctor anymore. We don't go to that friend anymore.
Yeah.
It's not that.
And we do generational healing and Pranic Healing as well.
Yeah.
In Pranic Healing, we heal 7 generations as well.
It sounds like there are like these very strong intersections. And I think that one thing that people may not know is, you mentioned it briefly, Laura, how evidence-based it is and how you can actually track the change and the progress in a biological way, because you start to assess white blood cells, you start to assess your immune system, you start to assess, any symptoms that you may see. And you see those symptoms be eliminated, whether it's pain or fatigue or wherever the dis-ease or the discomfort is coming from. You start to see those things alleviated. And Sister Shai, it seems like you have a few people that are saying they can never get to you when you're practicing the Reiki treatment. But
yeah, she always has long lines when we do street fairs. There's lines. She has sign-in sheets. You have to wait your turn to get to Shai, literally.
Well, I'm gonna try to book everyone before everyone starts thinking about it. So, like, I need an exclusive RSVP or something like that. But
can I mention something?
Well, I want everyone to share like where people can find them, and then you can also provide like closing thought as well. So, Laura, so that you don't lose your thought. Can you just share where people can find you once this is over or now, and your closing thought?
Sure. So you can find me. The email address is info@KI That's KI energycenter.com. Our website is www.keyenergycenter.com. And the phone number is 917-806-1801. And I just wanted to mention that I'm also a health and wealth practitioner. The reason why I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue was because I was a financial advisor. I'm a financial advisor for 30 years. And in 1998, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue because of my work as a financial advisor. But I have learned to work as with both abilities as a health and wealth practitioner. Our Key Energy Wellness Center is a 501c3. All our that means nonprofit organization. So all our proceeds go to the center 100%. It's unconditional love that we provide to the community. So because I was able to reverse my symptoms, it's my way of gratitude to humanity. And that's why now I am more successful as a financial advisor, because I got my health back, and now I can provide wealth for others as well.
And for anyone who is curious about location, Key Energy Center is actually located in Central Harlem. So if you're here in New York City, you can definitely take advantage of the in-person services. And we actually are displaying the phone number below. So please reach out to Laura if you're interested in those treatments and, embracing your healing journey. So, Sister Shai, thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Sister Shai, can you share how people can access you and any closing thoughts?
I guess my closing thought real quick. I think COVID is a blessing in disguise. As we never thought there was going to be a day where we couldn't get to a doctor. So now people have to do things that we've been teaching them all these years to do to keep yourself healthy, so you don't have to.
That's such a great point.
People are getting into their health. People are getting into their gardening again. I'm getting ready to do a garden. So now these things this is good. This is a good part about it. But if you need to get a hold of me, you can Google African Holistic Health Chapter of New York, or my number is 347-427-8668, as I am social distancing, so I'm not seeing any clients, but you have to give me a buzz and we could talk Zoom, Skype.
Awesome. Thank you, Sister Shai. But yes, you actually mentioned a really great point before we go to Zakia. I have not embraced this whole gardening thing, but I'm really trying to figure it out. So that's going to be my next step after thinking about these healing practices. The next step is getting this garden on my windowsill or something. But Zakia, can you please share with us how we can get in contact with you, connect with you, and your closing thought?
Absolutely. Connecting with your gardening point, there are a number of grow your own food systems that you can have in your house, that you don't have to go out in the yard and get on your knees in the dirt. There are hydroponics, there are windowsill setups where you can actually begin to grow your own fruits and vegetables indoors. So I'm contemplating getting one myself. My closing thoughts. Like Laura and Shai and Bailey all said, we are one. I have this part of what I teach in my course. We are one. Everything we do is connected to everything the other one does. It's just a matter of finding out what works for you, which is more comfortable for you, and which is more easily accessible to you. For myself, you can communicate with me by email. A lot of people know me as The Herbalist, and my email is theherbalist1750 theherbalist1750 My cell phone is 347-407-4312. 347-407-4312. I live in the Bronx. My center's in Bronx, but it's not a brick and mortar place. I do most of my work at seminars and street fairs and symposiums that I participate in or that I hold myself. I teach herb courses to individuals, small groups, large groups. I've been doing that for like over 30 years. I have a card. I don't know if it'll make sense to to show it, or if anyone can snap it on their computer. I don't know how that works. There you go. So that's, if you can snap that picture, you can get the information of all that I do. That's the front. And here's the back of the card. It has the web address for my book. It has the web address for my pranic facelifts. You can shoot me an email. I will send you any information. I will send you the links. Just shoot me an email at theherbalist1750 at Gmail. I will send you links. Closing thoughts. We really have the best life and the chance for optimum health in our hands. And like Shai said, COVID-19 lockdown has forced us to look within, to feed ourselves, to provide care for ourselves. And we should take this opportunity to maximize the knowledge we all have, because almost all of us in this day and age of wireless information, there isn't anything we can't research and find an answer to and a remedy for. So we need to empower ourselves to now begin to facilitate healing ourselves, growing, learning how to meditate and control our own emotions, balance our past energies, make shifts and changes, like Laura said, in generational issues. And the only reason your grandmother had breast cancer and your great-grandmother had breast cancer and 4 generations back, because they live certain lifestyles. The only reason that the diabetes is passed on, because they live certain lifestyles. We can now change our diet. We can change our habits. We can change our emotional relationships. We can end conflict, but we can do that ourselves. And I think it's up to us. And I think, like Shai said, this COVID-19 has forced us into our little caves. Everybody's in their little cave trying to survive. You can do it. And I think everybody's learned in the last 2 months, it ain't that bad. And it ain't that hard.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was shifting from our habits, but now we're in the new habit. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I think the biggest thing is making sure you do not let fear take over, and you like start to look within, like you're all saying, because I mean, there are many comforts in this world right now, but we didn't start this way. No. We did not start this way, and maybe our environments have evolved to some extent, but we're the same people that we were before we were building buildings. So if we can survive in the wilderness, we can survive through this. And especially if you have awareness and knowledge that was given on this panel today. So embrace these practices and ensure and accept that we're holistic beings. If your finger hurts, that's a problem, that's a symptom, but we have to look deeper and be more holistic with our healing and with our approach and our assessments. So I thank you all for joining this panel today. This was amazing. I learned so much, and I received a lot of confirmation around the practices that I need to engage in and my direction. So I really appreciate you all. And I will be on later on with the rest of the the Harlem Holistic Wellness Committee. And we'll be talking about all the highlights and our favorite parts of this week. This is kind of my favorite part. So I'm going to try not to be biased, because I want
It's okay if you're biased.
We allow you.
Okay, I have your approval. So the panel approves that I can say that this is my favorite part of the week.
And we should do this again. I think this is a good platform, particularly because we're on lockdown. Maybe we can create something once a week or once a month, so we can help the community access modalities that they can use to heal themselves at home.
I think that's a great idea. We all within the committee have different TV shows and podcasts and radio shows. So I'm pretty sure that we'll be collaborating with all the panelists and the speakers throughout the week to see if people can come back and, you know, hear, because this was a snapshot of the power that you all have. And we may need to like go much deeper. Not may need to go. We have to go much deeper.
Absolutely.
To start the healing process, because we all need it, regardless of where we are. We all need it, and just to stay strong. And so, yes, we appreciate you coming again. After this, you can look forward to our vendor spotlight, and our next show is at 6 p.m. Matt will be hosting and speaking with Des Seeley. So again, all peace, love, and namaste.
Namaste. Uncle Johnson.
Thank you.
Thank you.